Baggins, rest of the AL East. My New York Yankees are division champs. Gleyber Torres led the way last night with 3 hits, 3 RBI. The Yankees won the division for the first time since 2019. And this is a huge accomplishment. You celebrate, you validate. I love that the Yankees had the champagne T-shirt celebration. It's a long grind, 162 games. And I know April, May, June, it seemed inevitable that the Yankees would win this division. And obviously, you think about Yankee history. And Aaron Boone mentioned it last night. There's bigger fish to fry. You're going to be judged by winning a championship. But go back to the beginning of the season. Most people, myself included, didn't pick the Yankees to win the division. Most people picked Toronto. A lot of people liked Tampa. A lot of people liked the Boston Red Sox, who are a complete and utter failure in 2022. So obviously, beginning of the year, it was, okay, can the New York Yankees have the same record as the 2001 Mariners? Second half of the season, it was, all right, in the playoffs, can they have the ability to beat the 2022 Seattle Mariners? But the way they've played down the stretch of the season, it has been inspiring. This is a tremendous accomplishment, and the Yankees, Jameson Taillon was outstanding. Now they get the bye. They could set up their rotation for the playoffs. Right now, as we speak, Toronto would be on the other side of the bracket. Houston is the favorite, but if they run into the Blue Jays in the first round, in the second round, I'm telling you, the Blue Jays could beat the Astros and things could ultimately set up great for the Yankees making a run. And I love that the Yankees have been playing great when all the eyes have been on them with the Aaron Judge chase for 61. And it's still going because Toronto wasn't throwing him a strike last night. You know, there's a real part of me that wishes that Judge didn't play tonight, seriously, because I think he needs a break and the Yankees are off on Thursday, so give him an extra day. I'm not going to scream for that. I know he's going to play. He wants to play. I mean, I don't know how many vacation days Roger Maris's kid has, but, you know, he's at every single game. I mean, Judge is clearly pressing right now, clearly pressing to hit that home run, which is why you celebrate 60, because this is a ridiculously historic, unprecedented, amazing accomplishment, season for the ages. Well, he's going to get 61 at some point. You saw the schedule. You just wish that someone would throw him a strike at some point tonight. So Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy is saying there's no timetable for a Dak Prescott return, while Dak Prescott is saying that he's eyeing a Week 5 return against the Rams. Fascinating. Whatever the case may be, when Dak is healthy, he's the starter. And I want to stress, you know, when you're talking about the thumb, he's got to be 100% healthy. If he can't grip the football, if he can't rip it like Dak Prescott, then he doesn't play. The second Dak Prescott is cleared and he's ready to grip the ball and throw it like the Pro Bowl player that he is, Dak Prescott is unequivocally the guy. Cooper Rush has done a fantastic job. The wins and losses, the completion percentage, he hasn't thrown a pick. The balance on offense has been phenomenal. The defense has been great. But if the Dallas Cowboys are going to make the playoffs, and I didn't pick them to make the playoffs preseason, I mean, Cooper Rush is not taking them there. There is no quarterback controversy. There is no issue at quarterback. You give Cooper Rush all the credit in the world. Dallas creates all this drama. It's all internal. It's all Jerry Jones. Dak and Mike McCarthy aren't on the same page. But let's be honest and crystal clear here. The only chance the Cowboys have to make the playoffs if Dak Prescott comes back and Dak leads them to the promised land. The NL East is officially tied with a week and a half to play in the regular season after the Braves won and the Mets lost last night. Buckle up, Buttercup. Ronald Acuna Jr. provided the offense last night for Atlanta with a pair of home runs. And the Braves are playing brilliant, inspired baseball in every way. The pitching's been great. The offense has been great. You could make the case that the Braves right now are playing better than at any point they did last year in the regular season. Remember, they didn't have Acuna Jr. in the second half of the campaign, and obviously they went on to win the World Series. Now, if you're a Mets fan, you have to be very, very concerned because the Mets keep losing all September to inferior baseball teams. Now, I still believe the Mets are going to win the division. I don't feel great about it like I did all season long. Mets at one point were 10.5 games up. Look, you have to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and for both the Mets and the Braves, that counts as taking care of business tonight. And then, of course, you have the 3 games between these clubs coming up this weekend. And I know it's in Atlanta, but I give the Mets a monster advantage with Bassett and Scherzer and DeGrom. And for the Mets, this is everything. First of all, again, 10.5 games up. You got to be able, with the culture, with the pitching, with Edwin Diaz, with Buck Showalter. Alonso hit his 40th home run of the year, back-to-back seasons, 40 home runs. Lindor. The Mets are better than the Braves. The Mets need to win this division, and frankly, they need it because of the bye, get the 2 seed, set up their rotation, don't have to play in the fluky wild card. This is everything. The Mets have been better than the Atlanta Braves all season long. This would count as a historic choke job if the Atlanta Braves end up winning the NL East. We have a whiteboard, and we're going to use it. And how about that? You just heard Jets head coach Robert Saleh. It's go time for Zach Wilson. So, Wilson's return is gigantic. Listen, it's kind of everything here. Because the New York Jets, let's be honest, have no idea if they have the right coach or right quarterback. They don't. Last year, Zach Wilson didn't show anything. In fact, you can make the case in the last season and 3 games, Zach Wilson has been the 3rd best quarterback on the Jets based upon results. Remember Mike White? Joe Flacco had the comeback? And this is what Zach did as a rookie. I mean, these numbers are downright deplorable. Now, obviously, that's a rookie season, and that's a rookie head coach last year, and it was a lethal combination. So Joe Douglas made sure that he restocked the cupboard, and this was supposed to be the season, full off season. He's entrenched. Wilson's the guy, and then he gets hurt in the preseason, and that sets everything back. So I don't want to hear from Jets Twitter, which was all over me after the Browns game. And then it's funny, I didn't hear from Jets Twitter after the Bengals absolutely destroyed the Jets over the weekend. The Jets didn't start 0-7 like I predicted. They're still awful. You still stink. Robert Saleh wants receipts? Well, chew on this receipt. The New York Jets have no chance to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up on CBS this weekend. It's not going to happen. Zach Wilson, I don't want to hear, first game of the year. Let's give him some time. No. This is the number 2 overall pick in the draft. You have Garrett Wilson. This is a big-time young receiver as a rookie. Hall is a really good-looking young running back. Joe Douglas did a brilliant job with the surrounding parts and pieces and talents. I know there are injuries and issues on the offensive line. This, gigantic. It's only everything here. Let's find out if Zach Wilson could play. How about this gem of a game on CBS this weekend? Are you kidding me? Ravens-Bills. So Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen is everything. I mean, this is why you love sports. I mean, to me, this is the battle of the 2, albeit early, front runners for NFL MVP. I'd put Jalen Hurts number 3. I mean, Josh Allen would be my leader with Lamar number 2. I mean, these guys, same draft class. We're talking about unbelievable athletes. We're talking about their incredible ability to run, incredible ability to throw, take over games. I mean, look at the touchdown passes, 1 and 2 respectively in the NFL. By the way, the Baltimore defense is, not great. The Bills defense is banged up. So both these guys are going to put up monster numbers. What Josh Allen has done in the last 6 times he's played football, it's off the charts. This is why you love sports. This is the game of the week, bar none, in the National Football League. This one has 38-31 Buffalo written all over it. I can't wait for Lamar versus Josh Allen two of my favorite athletes to watch in all of sports. This is everything. How about this from the NBA, where Suns center DeAndre Ayton says he hasn't spoken to head coach Monty Williams since the Game 7 benching in the loss to the Mavs. Whoa. What? So Ayton not speaking to Williams is, I'll tell you what this is. It's quite odd. Yeah, that's right. It's peculiar. I mean, explain this to me. There was a realistic chance, a lot of smart people, myself included, thought DeAndre Ayton, who was benched in that awful Game 7, would never play again. He was a free agent, restricted free agent, go sign with another team, and they just let him go. Something had to change. Phoenix was up 2-0 the year before against Milwaukee. They choked. Should have made the championship this year. Couldn't get past the Dallas Mavericks. That was a disaster. Ayton was benched, only played 17-27 in terms of minutes, barely scored, did nothing. Then he signs the offer sheet with the Pacers, and Phoenix matches. Okay, great. We're going to run it back. Even though there's a bit of a, well, prove me wrong situation now in Phoenix with Chris Paul, who always chokes, and, Phoenix had that 2-0 lead, as I mentioned. All right, you have Ayton, you have Booker, you have Paul, great role players, phenomenal coach. Listen, I love Golden State. Clippers are going to be awesome. Love Memphis. A lot of great teams you love out west, but the Phoenix Suns should be the 1 or the 2 seed. But the fact that they haven't talked, Monty Williams, great coach, great guy. I mean, does he want him there? That was weird. That was quite odd. Not exactly inspiring if you're a fan of the Phoenix Suns. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.